Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Time is at hand. The end is nigh, as they say. This is a make or break meeting. The WNBA players, I won't even say players union because I think anyone can attend at this point, and the league will meet in person in New York. The fact that players like Kelsey Plum are traveling from Miami to be there ought to tell you something. I have not seen anywhere where it's leaked that the league or the players initiated this. My guess is going to be the players. They are getting desperate. They are seeing the writing on the wall. Let's dig into this a little bit. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Oh, I appreciate all your support. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Hope it's warmer where you are because it has been getting down to like near zero here. It is absolutely insane. Do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Y'all know the drill by now. But as you can see here, WNBA players, owners, set for high stakes meeting as CBA talks stall. The start of the WNBA season could be on the line. Now, I don't know at the time that I'm recording this what the title and the video is going to say because in going through all this and doing my research, I saw some quotes that we're going to get to that shows you how ridiculous the players are being. But also, I don't know if my title is about this meeting or it is about a specific player because she is so over the top, so delusional, so unlikable, so out of pocket that I don't know that you're going to be able to get anything done on a new CBA. But hey, Kelsey Plum's going to be there. I don't know if that's the smartest decision in the world. Kelsey Plum, speaking about out of pocket, and no, I'm not talking about her, but she has the tendency to say some things that are a little wild, not the brightest bulb. But yeah, I mean, that's what worries me. I look at the few names I've been told are going to be here: Kelsey Plum, Nafisa Collier, no, Agumike. I'm sticking with it. Agu, yeah, Agumike. Yeah, that sounds better. It's a better announcing name. I don't care how she pronounces it. I'm just relax, just relax. So anyway, so they'll all be in attendance. You're going to have the CBA leadership, labor relations committee, the league and union staff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Team owners. Now it doesn't say who, how many, if they'll all attend, if they're all even available to attend. I'm sure they're all not just hanging out in New York for this, so they would have to travel as well. I feel extremely excited for the opportunity to be there in person, Plum said. Obviously, with other players that are really invested in this in the executive committee. I see that's part of the problem. And I get, it's, I don't know if Kelsey Plum means this because I get it's something you kind of have to say, but I think part of the problem that we have seen in these negotiations, besides of a lot of delusional players, is that you have an executive committee who does not have your best interest at heart. You have an executive committee filled with players who have a conflict of interest in their negotiations, also players that are older that want to get everything they can from this because they never got NIL. They're not going to be the ones that benefit. Where if, knock on wood, if the league were to progress the way it should, 10 years from now, maybe players are coming in as rookies and getting, seven-figure rookie deals and so forth. And these players want a piece of that. They're going to actually, have to go work for a living after their career. And it seems for some reason we've gotten to a point where it seems like professional athletes are so entitled that they shouldn't have to ever work again after their career is over. But that's a topic for another day. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So anyway, then of course the league making a commitment to be there. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. We're meeting together and hopefully we'll have something. WNBPA sent a proposal at the end of December that the league failed to respond to. Now, it did sort of respond when asked about it. It said it was basically the same thing that the players have given before, and that's been part of the problem, which we're going to get to in a minute as we get down below with that ridiculous quote I'm going to talk about. The players have decided this is everything we want. You've heard them over and over again in different variations, different words, basically say they're not budging. It's not a negotiation. It's this is what we want. You're going to give us this. We are not going to budge off these numbers. We are going to use the media that's on our side. The fans which if they had handled it better might be on their side. And we're going to get what these numbers, and that's there is not going to be a discussion. There's not going to be a negotiation. And I think they very much, very radically misread the room on that. There's basically been no communication for what I think like over a month. Like I said, there's been a couple of these proposals. The league didn't respond to the players' last one. But again, to their in their defense, the players have basically given the same thing over and over again. Now, quick review. We've been through these numbers. I won't spend too much time on the proposal submitted by the union in late December, 10.5 million salary cap with 30% share of total league revenue. The last proposal from the WNBA was 15%, about 15% of total league revenue. And I think it was like, I forget the exact number, but 50% of net revenue, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. For some reason, 70 is popping into my head, but that seems loud. But it's net revenue, so it might be 70. And of course, salaries did rocket up to what, about 4 to 5 times what they had been, including Max's going from 249 to a million plus. I believe it brought to the salary cap to around 5.5 million from what, 1.5 million, I think, right? Again, a huge, huge increase. And the players basically wanted to double that. It's insane that they got these incredible increases in salaries, salary cap, revenue, and their numbers are, keep that in mind. It's not even like, oh, the players union and the league are, 10.5 million, 5.5 million, and that's how far apart they are. No, it's 10.5 million to 1.5 million. That's how far apart they are. And the league came from 1.5 million to 5.5 million, right? The league moved a lot, which again, keep that in mind as we get through this for something that we're going to talk about. Here we go. And gee, shocker of all shockers, Natasha Cloud, who literally thinks if you vote differently than her, you are voting to unalive her. This is how bright she is. I don't know how she puts her clothes on. Maybe someone else does that for her. We will not effing move until y'all move. Okay, see again, this is what I mean about the stupidity, the absolute unbridled stupidity. I'm trying to stay calm with these players. That's perfect. I had forgot it even said that at the beginning. Go right back to what I just said. The league went from $1.5 million salary cap to 5.5 million, or it might have been five even, 5 million. We'll even say five. That been right from 1.5 to five. From max salaries of 249 to a million plus. They've moved a lot. They've moved a lot, Natasha. You haven't moved at all. And this is what I mean. This is the struggle you get. These players are not connected to the reality. This is delusional thinking by Natasha Cloud. The league has moved a lot. The league has offered a lot compared to the previous CBA. Now, if you want to get into, oh, it's not enough based on this, and we talk numbers, that's fine. But to sit here and say that you're not going to move into the league moves when the league has moved a lot, I mean, where do you go from that, right? That's the point of the league. So, well, what's there to negotiate when this is your thought process? This is your stance. And she continues, it would be the worst business decision of any business to not literally pay the player that make your business go. No, it wouldn't actually. Without us, there's no W season. I don't know that that really hurts the owners. So the pressure is on the WNBA, on Kathy, on Adam, on everyone that is in that front office. Again, this is delusional thinking. She doesn't understand the business and what is going on. The league can shut down and start over. The league can completely revamp. The league can get replacement players. And I know you can say, oh, well, that might hurt. Hey, the NFL did it. They survived. No, these players currently in the WNBA are not needed. And by the way, again, business decision. She says, oh, worst business decision. Well, it doesn't make sense for a business to give its employees so much money that the business is no longer viable and goes out of business. Okay. It's like, I don't want to make this about economics because, which is, I have a background in it. But because people then equate that automatically nowadays politically. But, there are reasons certain businesses don't pay you 50, 100, 200, $300 an hour, and they maybe pay you 10, 20, 25, and so forth, is because if they did, there no longer would be a business. But of course, Natasha doesn't stop there. She was disgusted with the league's handling of negotiations. I will say I haven't seen anything in that regard, right? That's one. I mean, Kathy Engelbert, very, very quiet, right? We're not seeing any of that on they've actually been very smart about how they've been doing this, including what she believes has been a failure to even move the needle. See, there you go again, failure to even move the needle with us. The WNBA, on what should be the most important thing, the money, has moved the needle dramatically. And Natasha Cloud thinks they haven't done anything and that they should be completely insulted. Anyway, negotiations are currently in a period of status quo after the Gen 9 CBA deadline, which of course was extended from October 31st. I think it was extended twice. And so we'll see what happens. Everyone understands what's at stake. Now, see, at least Kelsey, I will give Kelsey credit for that. Natasha doesn't. If there are too many players like Natasha Cloud in this meeting, or at least with this philosophy, because eventually, if they're not all in the meeting, they will vote. The players will end up not signing a new CBA. And it will be the death of the WNBA, and it will be done by the players, not the owners. I mean, this is how bad they are at this, that we keep constantly going back to like the owners as if they're the good guys. And I'm not really saying that, but in these negotiations and the way they're being handled, the players have been far too much like Natasha Cloud. And I don't care what side you're on. I don't care if you think that the players deserve more than what the WNBA is offering. If you are being honest, if you are being truthful, you know, in terms of negotiations, Natasha Cloud is the absolute opposite of what you should be doing if you want to have a successful negotiation. Absolutely wild. So we'll see. We may know by the beginning of next week whether or not there's even going to be a WNBA season. And if there is, man, it's going to get wild. It might be a lot of breaking news because the free agency period is going to be wild. Of course, before that, they have to do the expansion draft, but free agency is going to be wild. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go have the day you deserve. Shout out to the 25. I will talk to y'all later.